Welcome back.
You ready?
To a series so sparky, even the
How's
dead
that sound?
subscribed. In today's video, Hassan's chat is calling him out for being a hypocrite after his Billy stream got shut down by China and he had no problem with it. He's pulling out every bit of mental gymnastics to explain this away. His subscribers join in, calling him hungry for that China clout. A shooting has taken place in Australia where Jews were targeted as a result of an anti-Semitic attack. Chatters are calling out Hassan over his responsibility in creating this hostile environment by advocating violence. Hassan responds, blaming it on Israel. Classic. Froggen continues her meltdown after complaining about going broke and being unable to make money streaming. Asvin has responded telling her to just
this
quit.
mic
He's
getting a little rough there, yeah.
who keeps bringing up his dead mom in order to
We need a new stand, to be honest, probably.
has called out Asmund for becoming more radical recently. He has responded. Updates to the Asmund versus DDG beef, where DDG was calling Asmund broke for exposing that his channel was view-botted. His ego is bruised and he's calling Asmund a virgin loser and desperately attempting to flex his wealth. Asmund responds baffled at the patheticness. Subscribe or Diddy Piker babysits your kids.
Yeah, we definitely need a new stand, but probably one that hooks onto the disc, maybe. Better than that. I think the mic's okay, yeah? Maybe we'll get one of them ones that sit on your desk as well.
We have surpassed some of the best animes. Coming up next, Naruto 220, Shippuden 500, and then finally, final boss, One Piece 1150. It's time to create endless cinema. Buckle up and let's do this.
Let's up those numbers!
Right, so recap, Hassan tried to stream on Bilibili to garner a Chinese audience after his trip to China. Unfortunately, they were not fans of the Hassan Piker broadcast and shut him down immediately.
I gotta figure out why the Bilibili one got banned. I wonder if it's the chat.
Now, Hassan gets called out by a chatter for still glazing China, while he would probably be losing his mind if an American company did this and banned him, crying censorship and free speech. Hassan explains his Bilibili streams going down. I want to build a bridge.
Are you gonna comment on the fact that you got taken off Bilibili because of Chinese government censorship? Brother, I love you. Thank you for fighting the good fight. Thank you. Guy who wants me to get taken off of Twitch, that spent every waking moment being like, Hassan, why isn't he not banned yet? Why isn't he banned yet? Why isn't he banned yet? Being like, I can't believe you got taken off of
Beginning
Bilibili.
of your
Which
main
one is it?
phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen.
That I should be banned off
You
Twitch
lose
as
2
well,
life.
and all of these other social media platforms. Who said I wanted you off Twitch, lol?
Draw a card, put a
communities
+1/+1
that were this sentiment is coming
ZK.
from.
Add 1
It's
mana,
literally
exile Zuko, then return to the battlefield.
LSF watchers.
Okay, wait a minute. First off,
Opponent's
now
control.
he's admitting that
Fuck.
he was banned because of government
So if I do
censorship.
this,
And before, if you watch that
I'm gonna need some
episode, he was
sacrificing
like, no,
things.
it's not a ban. They just shut my stream off. It was Israel, you know, hacking my Wi-Fi. It was Kaya. It was my dog pressing the power button accidentally. Don't worry, I took care of it. I zapped her with 10,000 volts as punishment. Also, if you remember, he was making
Zuko
excuses saying that,
conflicted.
oh, they just banned him because he showed Twitch chat, and oh, you're not allowed to show another platform's
Tap
chat
an
on
untapped
any other
ally you
platform, which is
control.
a complete
Exile
lie,
target card from
obviously.
the
On YouTube,
graveyard.
you can freely show Twitch chat if you want. You
Whenever
just
this
censor
creature
it in the
attacks,
first
you
10
may cast
seconds
an
because
ally
there's a
spell
bunch of
from
swears
among
in
the
it.
cards
Yeah, I think it was because I had my chat on my screen.
you
Now,
own
second thing,
exiled
Hassan,
with
you
this
know this.
creature.
The reason you got banned
Tap
from
an
Billy
untapped
Billy
ally
is different from the
inside
reason
target
we want you
graveyard.
banned on Twitch. And you're being disingenuous once again because you always do this because you're a massive clown. You're using a Hassanetics playbook, using your lying tactics, but I see through them, okay? The reason we want you banned on Twitch is you're an anti-Semitic freak, a rabid open terrorist supporter, a political extremist who advocates violence and to murder your opponents, and you break TOS a million times without any punishment at all. Meanwhile, the Billy Billy thing was apparently because
Strike.
you showed a
Just
foreign
slops.
website like Twitter. And of course, Hassan could not handle that because despite him criticizing people for using tweets as their news source, that is literally his entire stream. Then he starts coping, saying that, oh, different platforms have different restrictions, guys. This is normal.
Different social media platforms have different rules and different restrictions. Do I agree with it? No. There's plenty I don't agree with in terms of Twitch restrictions as well. But you gotta fucking play ball. They hit the rare China W, I know. And initially it was for having Twitch chat.
Redirect
but
lightning.
We don't know yet. We
Finish
don't know
target
why
with
we
target
got.
spell or ability cost this
We don't know
time.
why
Oof.
the second time the administrator removed
Zuko and Noble?
the
No.
stream. But
Sky
we'll
Noble?
see.
No.
I'm still waiting for updates from the Bitty Bitty team.
This guy's an
Not that I
ally.
give a shit.
Rogue.
Bro, Hassan is legitimately like a guy who asks a girl out, gets rejected, and goes, I didn't even care. She's ugly anyways. Oh my god. Hassan, we all know you
Celestian?
care, all right? You
Nah.
desperately want to be accepted among the Chinese people, the average Chinese person, but sadly, all they know you as is the dog shocker, or more aptly, electric dog. And it just so happens that when you go to China, you actually encounter Asmongold and XQC fans because they are more popular than you even there, despite you constantly glazing communism, thinking that the average Chinese person loves that when it's actually the government. Also, he's right about one thing, that different platforms have different rules, obviously, but some rules are more reasonable than others, and this is obvious. Banning someone for terrorist propaganda is a bit more justified than banning them for showing a tweet, you absolute moron, and you know this. Or even showing Twitch chat, for example. Very few
Oh,
platforms
Zuko lets me draw an extra
actually
card.
have that level of censorship, and that's what people are pointing out, that you're a massive hypocrite regarding absolutely everything. You don't have sort of consistent morals and rules that you apply to every single situation, because the reality is you're grifting and you just want to blind yourself because you want to promote your anti-American agenda, right? So then a subscriber calls him out saying that he just wants that clout.
I think it was because it was most likely because I was on Twitter. We know you want that China clout. It's okay to admit. No, I don't give a shit about the China clout necessarily. I do want to actually create a bridge between two seemingly very different countries and two seemingly very different peoples that have a lot of similarities in their culture. Okay. And also, just like every other fucking country, there is plenty to look at in the Chinese form of governance that, you know, we could take notes from. Ironically enough, the American government seems to only be invested in the hypothetical and oftentimes far-fetched things that they claim the Chinese government is doing and implementing those things here sincerely instead of, you know, doing rural development, infrastructure initiatives, rapid urbanization, greatly improving people's lives and living standards. We're not doing any of that stuff.
Right. I got a brilliant idea. Let's just make Hassan president, right? Because he's going to do all that stuff. He will be the sole person in the entire world to actually bring you affordable healthcare, right? You don't understand. He just needs your donations, guys. Just like Casey Tron's GoFundMe, it's totally going to go to the intended purpose. He's like that looming GTA 6 meme where, oh, it's coming, guys. Socialism is coming. The communist utopia. It's coming. Trust me. Just pre-order right now. Give me your last $5. was. Buddy, nobody's buying this anymore. Just give it up. Also, does anybody believe Hassan when he says that
late sold
I
out?
want to build
I'll
a
take that.
bridge? I mean, by doing what? You're just fucking like soy facing over the little red book, dressing up as a dictator, being an absolute puppet. This was supposed to be like a nice vacation for you, but you have this cringe way of inserting politics into everything. This was supposed to be your dream vacation, but you can't even enjoy that, and you spend it completely miserable. And someone like iShowSpeed is actually doing it 10 times better than you, because at least he sort of experiences the culture, has a good time, doesn't bring politics into it like that's all that exists on something that's supposed to be a vacation. And when we look at you, you're just fucking crashing out on a daily basis, man. Nobody wants to deal with that.
How can I be okay?
Also, this guy goes, oh, there's plenty of things to look at in China and take notes from. Yeah, sure. Well, anybody can concede that. But is there nothing other countries should also learn from America? I mean, like, you know, some form of implementations of freedoms and liberties, culture, anything like that. Oh no, they just suck, right? America bad as a whole, right? Please cheer, guys. Please cheer. Hassan's audience doing like an applause right now. Oh my god, he got it. America bad. He said it. Dude, of course, a lot of countries have like their flaws and shit like that. At least be sort of fair to every single one. I don't think he's ready for the reality of China completely rejecting Western identity, obsessed progressivism. They would hate him. Lol at Build a Bridge. After the TikTok USA ban scare earlier this year, American users tried to go onto Rednote, China's TikTok. Within one day, Rednote put all Americans into their own servers that can't interact with the Chinese. Hassan's gonna put into his own pocket dimension every time he tries to stream in China, where he can scream into the void. If he really tries to push his luck, he'll simply get picked up the next time he visits there, then he'll understand what fascism really is. You want consistent standards on Twitch and for them to follow their stated TOS, then you must agree with China insta-banning anyone who opens Twitter because it could have information the government doesn't like on it. There's people who watch this. I will never understand. Head too small to have brain cells to realize it's a propaganda pawn? He'll do it for free. He doesn't need to be paid. Listening to Hassan cry is sweet music to my ears. You're gonna love this channel, then.
You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Its mana cost values less than the number of mountains you control.
Targeting the Jewish community in Australia because of the rise of anti-Semitism. Wonder who
I think I'm just taking another lightning strike here.
And he responds,
hope this mongoose lizard rolls back around.
Was one of his fans.
In instances like this, Sky News interviews the Israeli deputy foreign minister about the attack in Australia, and she used the opportunity to attack the hate marches in London and claim
another
that
cool administrator.
all the Jews it isn't. Oh my
with deadly
Lord.
precision.
They were probably fans of yours, to be honest. Okay,
I think another quote. I need a little bit more top end there.
The people that come in here to say shit like that are unironically doing a different version, a smaller version of what these guys are doing, right? That's what they're doing, which is, there's a moment of crisis. There's a
treetop guys.
How can I make this about my least favorite Twitch streamer? You live like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, never let a good crisis go to waste.
I like treetop gaze.
Yeah, that is absolutely rich coming from Hassan.
I don't have a lot of sacrificey things, to be honest.
Like it's a token for a
it's an ally as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go treetop gaze.
Maybe he can shift the narrative enough to convert more people to a psychopathic cult this time. Maybe if more people die, then Hassan will get a bigger audience.
Do I want Gator now?
I mean, who are we kidding at this point? Let's
do I have enough swamps to do Gator?
Reacted to the Israeli diplomats being shot, with the hearts being spammed in the chat, with him being sort of sympathetic to the terrorists in this situation, then how he reacted to the Molotov cocktail guy,
I'll take Gator just in case.
Shootings, or the Charlie Kirk assassination, where every single time he uses any tragedy
we
to
might
push
need
his
another.
radical
No, that's
agenda,
better.
twisting the facts completely, ignoring all the facts and evidence, and spreading lies
I think I
to
need
further his own
something to
agenda,
sacrifice my
like a
guys to, so I'm gonna go with this.
Now, as for the person who said it's a Hassan fan, I just want to be completely fair here. I can't agree with that. Unlike Hassan, you actually gotta go by the facts here. There's no proof for that being a
5 mana 33.
But of course, just like every other one of these cases, it is a case of rising anti-Semitism and this sort of sentiment. And Hassan definitely plays a role in fostering these group of like radical
Non-basic
loonies,
London
right? Conflating Jews with Zionists and blurring the boundaries to the point where it's making people racist, to the point where it's radicalizing people to target innocent people just unrelated to the conflict, right? People in different countries are dying and being targeted for no reason. And this is partly why Ethan was so mad at his son as well, because this is the type of shit his sort of rhetoric leads to, right? For example, when he calls Ela Klein a valid military target because she happened to be in the IDF because she had mandatory service and was literally a secretary.
Legal, definitionally legal.
What the fuck does that mean? It's giving a signal to your rabid loony audiences to go to them and do something horrible, right? And then when something horrible happens, you're surprised when people are pointing the finger at you. You know, as Hassan said when Charlie Kirk died, he plays a part in the media landscape and the narrative that led to this.
And in Charlie Kirk's situation, he has played a formative role in his own demise by playing a part in a media landscape, in a media environment that normalizes this death and destruction.
Hassan viewers have a history of getting arrested for terrorist threats. I remember this. It's not an unreasonable assumption.
Nice. Okay.
About how a
Obsessive Pursuit's good. I like that.
Snuck into America and started shooting Jews, was radicalized
I like
by
that a lot.
Right, so
I like Trolls of Toll as well.
Israel. Hassan spoke today on the Australia Bondi massacre.
So this is dope.
Israel. Claims the shooting would not have happened
enters at the beginning of your
Israel's
upkeep. You lose one life critically.
The
Every
danger
attack,
that
put
Jews
X
face in
plus
the
1
Western
person.
world
And
would
for X is the number of
diminish
currency
if
sacrifice
Israel
system.
didn't
If
fucking
X
exist
is
in the
3 or
ways
greater,
that
it gains
does.
life
If
link.
Israel
Yeah.
was not a fucking apartheid state with a Jewish supremacist ethno-state goal that is exterminationist, that is constantly
That's brainwashing
and constantly bombing every fucking
that sounds
neighboring
dope.
country, then none of this shit would happen. Certainly there would still be anti-Semitism. It's one of the oldest bigotries, okay? But it would not be this explosive.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, there is an element of that. For the first time in his life ever, it is not entirely unrelated to bring up Israel here, like when he shocked his dog and blamed it on Israel, right? But despite that, there's a lot of factors here, including regards like you going around bolstering the violent sentiment and particularly towards innocent people that don't deserve it. Like Ethan, for example, or innocent Jews who have done
We've got a good
nothing
amount of
wrong.
removal.
Also, I feel
So now
like
you just
his
need to find like the
entire
upper
point just
end,
falls
the
flat
damage.
when you take into account the entire picture.
I have
Like
a lot of
Taylor
2 drops.
Lorenz, his rank number 1 simp, advises us to do. Look at the whole picture, and you
A lot of things to do on 1, 2, and 3.
supports terrorist organizations
Well, not 1, but
who have the goal of the death and destruction of a lot of Jews. So this
Another
is actually
bot?
insane that Hassan thinks he has no part in this. He has no influence at all. He has not
Should I get another
radicalized
bot?
anyone. Like, yes,
Yeah,
he
I
might
should get
not
another bot,
directly be
shouldn't I?
leading to this or whatever.
Some
but
flying
he is
defenders?
radicalizing a ton of people, and one day something's going to happen.
Oh,
and somebody's
Boomy
going to
Bash?
directly pin it on
Oh,
Hassan,
so
and
much
that's when he'll
removal.
realize how extremist he's become. Anything bad happens
Okay.
in the world, Hassan.
Boomy
I'm gonna
Bash.
blame this on the
Oh, Jet? Oh, Firebending Lesson. Oh, Callous Inspector. This is a great pack for me. Okay, I'm gonna go with Callous Inspector. Because they make a clue.
Which
I can sacrifice.
It's just crazy.
You are left with a country that is packed to the fucking gills with the most inbred, uneducated, ultra-nationalist, rabid, Haredi population. Any kind of fucking Zionist tendency should be treated in the same way as being a fucking rabid neo-Nazi. And you shouldn't even let someone be the
People chatty? I'm sorry, last year I was late.
never exhibited any sort of positive feelings
Trying to
about
chill
the state
morning.
of Israel.
So then Asman calls out Hassan for being a hypocrite.
Leftists on TikTok regularly do call-out posts on people like myself.
Because you subvert their goals by introducing unnecessary, weird, extreme identity politics into it. Going to the Streamer Awards dressed up like Chairman Mao.
You are immediately branded as an annoying woke scold, which nobody likes, even though I'm not that. But
You are. You absolutely are. Here's a great recent example. Hassan used to use the word retarded, and now he shifted back to using the R slur.
listen to me. If you're too retarded to understand what my fucking point is, that's not my fault. Okay? Yeah, I said the R word.
Like, what are we doing? How could anybody watch that and think that they're getting an authentic perspective on anything? Going back and forth about using a slur.
But every time I come in here, I got a bunch of retards being fucking rude to me.
Okay, that's like literally unacceptable. Don't talk to people like that. Actually, you know what? F this. I can't argue with retards, okay? You're retarded. I'm being ableist, and you're fucking retarded.
This is Saw this too. The Hassan puff piece. Yeah, there he is. The left hates me. The right hates me. Centrist normies hate me. I think I see a pattern, but I can't be sure. Everybody hates me. Everybody's out to get me. How could this happen to me?
Bro, honestly, how does Hassan live like this? He really wakes up every morning going, mirror, mirror on the wall, why does everybody hate me? And then he cracks the mirror because it tells him the truth. By the way, just to clarify, the only reason I censor anything on this channel is because I get demonetized for literally anything and it's damn annoying. And I actually want my video to be shown to people without restrictions. I don't really care about people saying the word regard. That's my clever workaround. Hits just as hard, to be honest. And yeah, I've been flagged for the dumbest shit from iDubbbz putting up his middle finger, by the way. I've been flagged my entire video from that and confirmed by human review as demonetizable. So my channel is just omega sensitive. You know this if you've been watching for years. I've always had to censor words that other people don't have to. In fact, true OG legends know that I had a Roblox gameplay video and I was playing this game called Arsenal and it got flagged for nudity. It was literally just guns in Roblox. I don't know where YouTube's mind is at, but yeah, it's just annoying. We do what we must. Moving on to Froggen. Now, recap. Last time we looked at Froggen crying on stream after realizing that she's broke and she can't afford her bills.
And Twitch streaming sucks. I fucking hate it. It's been bad for a few months.
Forget about the money, just have fun.
It's my job, though. I have to focus on the fucking money.
Well, it turns out the clip actually gets worse. I somehow missed this last video, but her friend explicitly calls her out for begging.
Froggen breaks down in tears after her friend calls her out for constantly begging for rent money. So this is the clip.
We are only 11 subs away from 200, and we are halfway through the month.
Could you stop begging for rent? It's so fucking
Okay, then you know what? Fine. Give me. You know my Venmo. Send me that shit then.
Keep watching, and I'm like, oh, here she goes again, begging for rent.
Okay.
Like,
Bro just calls her out on her own stream.
you know what? You know what you should do? You should move back home and start a new life.
Sorry, I'm not a loser and live with my brother like you do.
What's wrong with living with your brother? Maybe you'd be better off. You'd be able to pay rent more easily. If you're fat and you've got enough money to take care of your fucking nails, maybe you should have spent that money on rent. I'll tell you the truth.
Okay,
Whenever my
4
mom and I
more
were really broke,
cards.
my mom lost like
Yes.
80 pounds. Do you know why? It's because we didn't have any money.
Okay, not gonna lie, Asmon is being really
Yes.
cruel here because you cannot tell a
Yes.
being like Froggen to reduce her daily consumption of 50 Big Macs to 49. That is simply not in the picture, kind of like Froggen in any frame ever, to be honest. Nothing can quite capture the entirety of her. Maybe the Hubble telescope or something like that. Anyways, I'm just thinking like how much you gotta beg to the point where one of your good friends is there straight up telling you, please
How many
stop begging.
allies do I
Every time I
have?
turn on your stream, you're begging for something. Like, damn, that's kind of sad.
Allies.
Also,
allies.
Asmon has a
No
point there.
allies?
You're so
Okay, that
broke,
card's not
but
gonna work.
somehow the weight just keeps going up. Like your nails are still done. The mic setup is over $1,000. Like, I just don't know. I feel like it's time to downgrade that lifestyle and heaven forbid
How many
go on a
spells do I
diet.
have?
Oh, brother, I said the D word, guys. For this
I have
video, the D word has
13.
changed to
I have more
diet.
spells than I
Okay,
had creatures.
He's gonna come after me
Fuck.
for that one. So then Asmon just tells her to quit streaming and, get a real job.
And Twitch streaming sucks. I fucking hate it. It's been bad for a few months.
If you're having a problem and your job is sitting around watching YouTube videos, then just quit.
People are hurting right now. It's not a great time for anyone to like be giving,
He's just helping her cope. I don't think you should tell her this at all. Her current trajectory is not of a shooting star. It's like a meteor that already hit the Earth 2 years ago. Hassan will help her. He should. It's one of his fucking mods. We help people in our community all the time. If he's gonna help her, you won't know about it. Yeah, because it's not gonna happen.
Oh, socialist. Why won't he give these guys money? Trust me, if I offer support, you won't know about it.
I guess now we know why we don't know about it.
Yeah, so I actually have some inside lore here. I'll tell you what actually happened. Basically, once upon a time, Hassan offered to buy Froggen lunch, and she ended up costing him about 10K because she went to an all-you-can-eat buffet, but the restaurant was not prepared, and she ransacked that outlet and 50 other outlets and drove them out of business completely. And then, of course, the city was starving and they were thrown into famine or something. Tragic story. Very real, obviously. So that's kind of why when Ludwig donated 10K to Palestine, Palestine, she called it chump change because 10K is just breakfast for her. That's kind of how much it costs, right? So it kind of makes sense at this point.
So I personally donated 10K.
Keep your,
Is there
keep your
anything
little
else that
chump
makes
change, like,
clues?
And ever since that dreaded incident, obviously Hassan
really.
rightfully is careful with when he offers Frogan any type of
maybe
assistance,
Fire Nation
particularly in
attack
one field that is
instead
food, which
of-
is I assume 99.99% of her budget. Also, I'm kind of sick of this guy. Asbin is getting too comfortable saying slurs. I mean, he just said the J word. Oh, brother.
I don't
Anything
know.
but that. No, Exodia, obliterate. The fact she's crying because she can't order DoorDash anymore. So much privilege.
Okay, we're
that
gonna
any
try
single
this.
Minor inconvenience seems like a personal attack. Calls her friend a loser while she's literally begging for money. Unawareness and no self-reflection to the max. Damn, this is the first time I've seen Hijaba the Hutt crying while clearly I haven't been watching the legendary series. She has done this before. That's how I got all my thumbnails.
I feel like I have too many lands. 16 lands? 15 lands, probably okay.
He's crying because the microphone isn't edible.
We'll find out,
financial
though.
audit will be legendary cinema. Did somebody say cinema? Tectone's gonna be dancing on the grave of this rising star's career. Get banned, Hijaba the Hutt. Moving on to Asbin beefing with this guy regarding the Frogan situation, and this guy even ends up bringing up his dead mom for internet points. Asbin responds to Hey It's Vadim calling him out for his reaction to Frogan's emotional conversation about streaming. Basically, Asbin responded saying, only an American can overweight woman with brand new nails cry about not having money. This guy responds, hey, in the future, we'll all take turns being sued by psychotic a-hole millionaires and then criticized by brain damage, Nazi sympathizing, incel roach frickers when we eventually break down as 13-year-old edgelords, MAGA dorks and bots cheer them on and rinse and repeat. He responds, shouldn't have been talking shit and making things up about people. People like you have no problem participating in reputation destruction, manipulation, and large-scale gaslighting so long as it serves your ideological goals. That's why they cheer and you deserve it. Never give evil an inch. That's fortunate for Asmongold. He doesn't even have an inch. Wow, man. Really creative here. You know, Asmon is right when regards are calling him a Nazi. Asmon responds, says that he won't stop until Vadim and co are off the internet. These people are not good faith.
This guy is a notorious retard on the internet. Very notorious. And by the way, it'll happen to him too. And when it does, I'm going to make a video about it, cheer, and everybody's going to laugh. Because all the people do this. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think that everybody would hate people like this if they engaged in any degree of good faith. But I think that what is shown time and time again is that these people have no interest and no desire to engage in any degree of good faith conversation, any degree of good faith, like interpretation of anything. And all they want to do is bully you and tell you what to think. So you recently said your mother, Rest in Peace, was a fan of Nick Fuentes. So this is the type of stuff that people like this do, right? Is that it's the emotionally manipulative, gaslighting, reputation destruction, this guy's bringing my dead mother into things, saying rest in peace, and then calling her a Nazi sympathizer. I'm going to let you know that things are really bad for you guys right now, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make them worse. Everything.
Yeah, motherfucker, you're dead. You know you're dead.
I love it.
You know you're dead, fucking
It is something
bitch.
that makes me motivated to get up in the morning. And you might say that's sad, I'm a psycho, I'm evil, and you can be right about all of it. But I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it, and I'm going to have fun every second of the way. Every single second. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I will continue to do this. My work will be done when every single one of these people no longer post stupid shit like this. Whenever I send every single one of them back to McDonald's, DoorDash, or back to the unemployment line, then I will finally rest assured and think to myself, my work here is done. Now it's time that I can do so. Now I can go back to playing video games.
Momo leaves the battlefield. Choose one. Create a food token. Put a plus one.
Then I can't stop.
Yeah, these people are unhinged, man. Going after
cool turn one. Play Momo.
So scummy. I guess they just want their side to win at any cost, and they really try to hit it where it hurts. So that I don't know what they expect him to do. Leave the internet because of like tweets or cyberbullying or whatever. I mean, there is really
Whenever
no good
your
faith
opponent
here.
goes
They
a
will hit
non-creature,
every
they
low,
lose
break
2
every
life.
barrier, go underneath their
Sick.
grave. It doesn't matter how horrible it makes them look, as long as they can try to win an internet argument. But they end
Sick.
up losing anyways. I mean, how out of touch do you have to be to go after someone's dead parents and think you're the good guy? I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
guess
just
I lose
ridiculous.
2 life.
And I feel like this is
Cool.
exactly why we celebrate
Cool
when
story, bro.
Hassan Orbiters basically lose everything, right? These are the kinds of people we're dealing with. People have no sympathy for the other side. They're talking all this shit. They're doing all this evil shit. But eventually karma fights back, and then we're supposed to feel bad. Moving on to XQC calling out Asmongold, says that he's been unhinged the past few months, and he calls his chat pretty radical low-key.
All right, so we're already in a whole different world now.
Chat, guys. I think Asmongold these days, I gotta give no chat. Like last few months, unhinged. Like he reads the chat. I mean, I'm sure he at least glances at the chat. It's unhinged. It's some people saying base and whatever. It's like it's pretty radical, Loki. I'm not. Yo, I'm not saying, oh my god, cancel Asmon. I am so mad. I'm just paying attention to the obvious, and I think it's pretty far. I mean, not.
Does he have
not even
that
that he disagrees is odd too, and I think I feel like he agrees with some of the points. I think that's the non-verbal I'm getting out of this. But maybe I'm woke or some shit.
We are all the way in a different world. And yeah, he's okay with women shutting up. I mean, Pierce is okay with women shutting up. I think a lot of guys are.
Kind of wanted him to kill my guy there, but it's okay.
Pretty radical here, and I actually do agree partly. Not like radical like Hassan's radical, where they want to murder you, but radical like sometimes, you know, they can be a little.
This
more
is like a race. I'm fine with it.
You know, a little more sexist or whatever. Whenever there's like a convenient situation or an opportunity, I think when you have a big community, it's obviously a little more harder to control. But I think the most important thing is that when you are criticized and when it's justified criticism, how do you respond? And we all know that Hassan would have a meltdown and call XQC a Nazi. So let's see how Asmon responds.
Unhinged.
Feels like he's winning the race, but he is not.
XQC has been a friend of mine. I've known XQC for like 8 years. Criticism received. Maybe I take it a little bit too far sometimes. Definitely. Like, this is a friend of mine. Like, I take criticism from people that actually know me. Very different than from people that don't know me. And I don't think you're unhinged, but you've been rage baiting a lot lately. Yeah, I think that's definitely true, right? Because like I know XQC's seen a few of the clips of like me saying things, and I think it's been misrepresented in a way.
So what does he have? +2,
don't really
+2?
Explain what I think, because I think that in doing so you capitulate to people that are bad actors. But you're right that some people that are like maybe him, that's not paying attention to everything that I say. Maybe
And
if you
then
give
if
them
I
the
do
wrong impression,
this,
that's totally fine. I'm not a big fan.
he
of
uses
Hitler,
his
right?
combat
Obviously
trick.
not. There's not really any
If
sort of
not,
conversation to be had about
I
it
do
anyway.
this next
it's just
turn.
common fucking
Yeah,
sense,
no box.
right? Like, I think anybody going out there saying some crazy genocidal mass murder person is good. I think that, yeah, you should probably get suspended for that. Like, and by the way, this is not unique to him. This is some, like, I don't know, like,
so I
for
steal,
Mao or somebody like
I
that.
steal Momo.
Like, I mean, absolutely,
right?
you should. Again, like, I take
I steal
somebody
Momo.
like him saying something like this about me.
I
I'll,
sacrifice
like,
Momo, and I get
seriously, I'll
Momo's
think about it,
effect.
rather than, you know, like a Reddit thread or like a tweet or something like that, especially from somebody that I know doesn't even like me, doesn't even know me, right?
Right, so I would say that that's
Yeah,
much more of
and
a
then
reasonable
I get
response
food
than someone
token.
like Hassan when he's criticized.
Yeah, you suck my fucking cock, you fucker.
I really don't get it, because this is not how Hassan would be responding to criticism. And he even says that he's going to take it seriously because it's coming from his friend
bronze
of a
3,
bunch of
very cool.
viewers, and that's SUC, right? And I think it's a decent enough response. Again, people think like, you know, I might be an Asmon Glazer or whatever, but I've explained this before. In a situation with Hassan versus somebody else, the other person is almost always in the right, so it looks like I'm explicitly supporting them regarding everything or whatever, but it's very specific to that situation. So if like Ethan versus Hassan is beefing, I will support Ethan, but I don't support every single word that comes out of his mouth. Same with Asmon, I don't support every single word that comes out of his mouth. SUC, obviously, you know, I've criticized him a bunch before as well, but I do support him when he has some points, when he does his detective work and shit like that. It's pretty funny. And I've said this a bunch of times before as well, I don't really watch the rest of Asmon's content besides that's like YouTube drama, the stuff that's like politically based, for example. I have no interest in that. I'm not American. I think politics makes you miserable, frankly. I'd rather spend my time watching anime, TV shows, and I guess talk to friends or whatever. And I have to spend a decent amount of time making my own videos. So that also takes up a portion of the day. So I don't really have time to keep up with what every single person is saying or whatever. I just think some people are way more reasonable than others, right? And I appreciate that about them. But honestly, this just shows like the difference between them as well, because a good friend will always call you out when you're stepping out of line. And this sort of shows that he's in sort of less of an echo chamber, because, you know, SCC and Asmund are supposed to be on the same side here, but he's sort of calling him out because he noticed that, oh shit, this is getting a little unhinged in certain situations, so he's a real one for that. If Asmund did a 1-month detox from Twitter and didn't look at his chat once, he'd be so much better off, lol. Kind of crazy how bad social media can just rot our brains and make us believe shit that's really freaking crazy. Well, I've recommended this to him before as well. I think his one flaw is actually just his lifestyle, right? Of like just how the way he lives. But people have pointed out he's completely aware of it or whatever, but that's also what makes him so successful. He spends too much time on social media for his own good, and someone being perma-online as it's part of his work. The same media that adapts what you see to cater towards engagement over real value of useful news, you can totally get sucked into rabbit holes of confirmation bias content, which will affect how you see the world around you. I totally agree with this. I totally agree. Like, if you're spending all day, I think there's a big difference between streamers and YouTubers for that reason, because YouTubers produce less content, so they have the freedom to have a little downtime in the day, whereas streamers are mostly all the time online. But it's still really impressive. I mean, some people can handle it really well. Like, Moist Critical's output is fucking nutty. But also, I don't think he's entirely terminally online or anything. He has his own life going on as well, at least from like some of the other videos I see about him. But yeah, it's just sort of maintaining that balance. And I feel like a lot of creators are held to a very high standard as well, because they're observed by millions. Could you ever imagine Hassan taking criticism like this? Absolutely fucking not. He'll melt down, call you a Nazi racist PDF file. And that used to be somewhat of a joke that he would do once a year or something, but now it's getting more and more frequent. Right,
oh, so this guy Mulligan. Cool.
DDG drama. Now, recap, last time Asmund talked about DDG potentially
Mulligan. Oh, well, you did go first. That's probably fine.
DDG. Who? I don't even know who DDG is. Who is DDG? Let's see if I can find it. What's this one up? Let's see if this guy's a viewbotter. Yeah, definitely also, again, a viewbotter. You can see right here. And he is instantaneously within 1 minute, 2 minutes here
at
13,000 viewers. Here's a little tip, guys. Anybody who hits their peak viewership in less than an hour probably has artificial viewership. And I don't think that it's fair to say
sorcery
that
speed.
This, you know, and he was a bad actor, and you know he did this himself. But it's undeniable.
Okay, so I get this guy online this turn, and then next turn,
like this is, it's obvious that they're being viewbotted. Like anybody
I'll
could
probably
tell
boomy this bitch.
So after that, DDG responded calling him a virgin loser and started
boomy this bitch, or
I'll
epic downpull him.
Richer than him, and he's so cool.
Asmund Gold specifically is not fucking with me financially.
Take this 2 damage though.
I guarantee you, if I started when y'all started, I'd be way past you. It's like by light years. Light years, bro.
Well, the drama continues.
Saying if he can name at least 5 girls,
I think I'm gonna boomy because it's 4 mana.
$1,000 to donate to a charity of his choice. This isn't fair.
And then if he blocks it, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah. They want to airbend, lose their little counter. That's fine.
Choice, Asmund Gold. If you can show me 5 hoes you hit.
5 hoes you hit.
5 girls you crack. Been with, text, 100,000, charity of your choice.
Oh my god, bro, this is embarrassing.
Whenever this creature and other ally controls gain 1 life, this is the second time it's ability to control, draw a card. Whoa, cool.
I have more money than you. You're a virgin. Brother, you're 30 years old. Like, what is it with these people and their, like, high school attitudes, bro? Like,
so, I think I gotta get rid of Katara.
Absolutely embarrassing. Oh my god, I just realized this guy has a kid.
Yeah, I'll get rid of Katara.
Oh my god, dude. And apparently that's also like a complicated situation or whatever, which is why he might be so pissy about like this virgin thing or whatever. Because he himself is very insecure about his sort of like messy life or whatever.
I'll crawler this
that's
bitch.
Oftentimes the case.
We'll see how that goes.
Now, apparently he was trying to flex and give away his Ferrari, but didn't actually want to do it.
I wish I had like Epic Pursuit or something with this in, because it
10
would have been
plus
great.
years that he has less listeners than Big Star. If we're strictly talking rapper chains, then maybe. But Asmongold barely spends money. He lives like a homeless person. He could literally buy you. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, DDG still wasn't done, and he was pretending to give away his Ferrari to someone.
Let me show y'all what that ViewBot money do. This is what you get from ViewBot, y'all. You should try it too then. If this what you get from ViewBot, then you should try this too, man. Don't even drive it. Really don't even want the bitch. Bought the bitch because I rapped about it. What they talking about?
Okay. I got the biggest boy on the field, so we'll see how long that lasts.
Now I get my shit away.
I don't know if this is scripted.
I think
but
Crawler's
the kid
gonna
tried to drive
be
away
a
with his
problem
car,
with
and
this
he was
again.
like, "Yo, chill, I was joking."
Wait, I was joking. I was joking. Wait, the clip over.
Oh man, the jailer's a problem.
Wait.
No.
Oh my god, I am praying to God that this is scripted because that would be so fucking embarrassing, dude. Why would you even give your Ferrari keys to as a joke, dude? You're just stupid at that point. But then when I think about it, it can't really be
Wish I had
scripted
two
because
mana this turn,
if you
but it's
look
okay.
at how he actually responds, he seems genuinely offended and he's actually taking this really seriously because even when Asmon responds here,
he
gets
doesn't have
confused
enough
that,
mana.
Oh, he doesn't actually hate me?
Doesn't
What
have
the hell are
mana
you doing? Then why did
to-
you start beef? Are you stupid, man?
You don't have to put on this fake bravado persona
I think I gotta
because
chill
your feelings
on
are
the
hurt that
attacks
you
for a
got
sec.
called out. It's embarrassing, man. You're a grown-ass man. You
Yeah,
don't have to
because he's
do
gonna
this
eat
anymore.
that. Attack with Messenger Hawk.
It's not personal. We don't dislike you. You're probably a nice guy. But the graph shows that your channel's being view-botted, and I think it's worth talking about. This isn't personal.
What? So you telling me I went from the breakout botter of the year to now I like him. What was the point then, man? What was the point of you doing a whole entire case study on me? Going to 3 different websites to see if I'm botting. What was the point?
Oh my god, you dumbass. The point was to show that people are view-botting like he said, and you took it as a personal insult, and I feel
If
like
I
my
block
theory
this
here
guy,
is
get
the
my
only
guy
reason you would do
back.
that is if you were actually botting, and you were actually
I think I'll do
being
that.
offended because all he said is that your channel is being botted.
I take
He even
one
gave
less
you the grace
damage.
so that you might not have anything to do with it. Somebody's
no.
botting you instead.
Did
and
not
you're just
matter.
a victim. And then you
Yeah,
started
it wouldn't
getting
have
so
mattered.
offended, like, oh my
Fuck.
god, I've been here
Fair
for
enough,
10
fair enough,
years,
fair
how
enough,
dare
fair
you? Like, and you started calling him a virgin, flexing your money. I don't know, man, it seems like it actually bothered you, and all this time he didn't even, like, really
It's a bad
insult
hand to
you,
be in again,
whatever.
to be
And here
honest.
you are,
Maybe
a
I should roll
full-grown
again.
father, apparently, and doing these high school insults and crashing out, dude. Embarrassing. Bro didn't realize he was just beefing with his own fragile ego. DDG chat saying Asmon clout chasing off of him is just hilarious. He never matured past high school. If you get accused of something and your first offense is to insult a person, you are 100% guilty, no trial needed. Did my research on him. Jesus Christ is his education level we're dealing
Fine,
with
I
here.
guess.
DDG's correct. Asmon's wealth isn't on his level, but not in the way he thinks. Yeah, I gave a whole breakdown last video. Like, he could be worth like 200 mil or 20 mil depending on how he actually invested his money or he just ignored it. So yeah, I wouldn't really compare. But even at the lowest, he's filthy rich, so I wouldn't bother. Haven't SUC and Asmon had girlfriends? So how can DDG call them virgins? While SUC was literally being sued by a crazy ex a few years ago. Yeah, don't bother. He's obviously insecure. Name me 5 girls you've been with: your mom, your sister, your other sister, your grandma, and your other grandma. Diabolical. Now click this video for some delicious.
Oh, this guy's
buttered
playing
chicken.
a
Okay,
swamp
thanks for watching.
forest, so this
Bye-bye.
might die. It's okay though. We got more slop for you. Next taco.
Steven Crowder just put the final nail in the coffin, in Pierce's coffin specifically. As you know, over the last couple of days, I've been covering this whole Morgan and Nick Fuentes debating each other. Pierce Morgan being a complete moron and Nick Fuentes walking all over him because Pierce Morgan wasn't willing to engage with any of the points. Like, dog, Pierce Morgan is really making believe he didn't know what per capita was. Per capita, the two scariest words in the English language if you're a libtard. You have to contend with the fact that it turns out immigrants in certain communities are a lot more violent than others. But you're not allowed to be racist. Well, being not allowed to be racist is what's getting this entire society to fall apart. We got to bring back a little bit of discrimination. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back to the schools, damn it. It's a survival strategy. All right. Well, anyway, apparently Pierce Morgan is still crying about getting humiliated by Nick. And now he brought on Steven Crowder, and apparently Steven Crowder just destroyed him. This went super viral.
I guess I have to do this.
Amazing. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but we're going to watch it together.
An eagle-eyed member of the Uncensored team, noticed that one of the first eager
I needed
fans to comment on my
five lands. My other two
Steven
big boys.
Crowder, the host of Louder with Crowder, who wrote on our YouTube channel how to not conduct an interview 101.
True. You humiliated yourself, sir. You brought in a guy with wild ideas, and instead of actually engaging with any of the talking points, you decided to be like, well, Nicholas, are you actually racist? I would like to slap labels upon you. Racism, homophobia, misogyny, transphobia. Bro, none of this is going to work. You've lost the entire younger generation, man. These labels are complete failures. So, yes, I agree. I agree. You're a failure at interviewing controversial people because you don't even get to the controversial stuff. Like, bro, please.
And Mr. Crowder joins me now.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to you, Mr. Crowder.
Now, here we go.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone told me this goes nuclear, so I'm excited. This was super viral. I saw clips of this everywhere. I didn't watch anything because I knew I was going to be reacting to it, but I heard this went super, super hard.
Sure, Merry Christmas. Or do you guys say Happy Christmas? I've heard it both ways.
We do both.
No, actually in England they say Ramadan Mubarak, Inshallah. That's what they say. In England.
Just 6. Sweet.
I'd be very happy to wish you a happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Despite you impugning my qualities as an interviewer, you did expand on this. You said Piers Morgan is a liberal at heart, which I think is probably right. So he spent the whole interview trying to gotcha his way through identity politics on a guy who already rejects the premise. I did think that was an interesting commentary, actually. I would start by saying I wasn't trying to gotcha him because...
Dude, I love watching boomers having absolutely no idea what the actual, young American mind is.
I gotta sold out this drill.
Boomers have no idea. Because if you talk to like a
otherwise I'm gonna fucking
20-something-year-old
die.
American woman, it's all about abortion and transgender and woke stuff and whatever. And if you talk to like an average, 20-something-year-old American man, it's all about why the fuck
going wide.
am I supposed to kill myself and my country in order to benefit retards that hate me? Completely valid question.
I'll take going wide.
So instead of actually engaging with that point, they're immediately labeled racist and homophobic and, et cetera, et cetera.
Because I'd already made it clear I was going to put to him, I'd already said this publicly, I was going to put to him all the more contentious things that he has said, which have gained notice.
These aren't even remotely contentious compared to what, I think Pierce Morgan is retarded because when he thinks controversial, he thinks something racist. But dude, if he went one step further in any of the questions he asked, it would be a whole new ball game. Like, I'll give you an example right now. When Nick Fuentes says that black people commit more crimes per capita than white people, he's objectively correct. They're literally the facts are on his side. So when Pierce Morgan decides to start sniveling and crying about it and be like, well, actually, it's pretty racist because more school shootings happen by men. More white men are committing school shootings than black men. So your entire argument falls apart. It's a retarded argument because it's like saying that 70% of car accidents are done by
If I beetle, I take 7 damage.
So maybe
there's no way out of
would you
this.
be more scared of a sober driver or a drunk driver? Well, 70% of car accidents are done by sober people. Yeah, well, I mean, per capita, the drunk drivers get into infinitely more accidents than sober people. So again, it's a retarded premise, but that's what he was doing the entire interview. Now, if you wanted to actually be
pretty sure he just attacked
he should
all
have
of
said
us.
to Nick Fuentes, why do you think that is? Why do you think that black people in America are statistically
okay, I give up.
more violent than white people? Like, why? If you would have asked him that question, it would have been a whole new interview because I'm pretty sure that Nick thinks it's like a genetic thing. He thinks that genetically black people are more violent. I'm pretty sure he thinks that way. And that would have been an entire conversation. Now,
2 wins, 2 losses is not good. Not a good sign.
I'm personally more inclined
my
to believe
deck
it's
is
cultural
shit.
than genetic. Me, personally. But I feel like that's what I mean by he didn't even ask a single question. But anyway, like if you would have asked Nick Fuentes, like I know Nick Fuentes doesn't really care about the Holocaust and stuff like that, but if you would have asked him why do you think the Jews have been persecuted over the last 2,000 years, he would say it's because the Jews are evil and parasites and always trying to take over.
Okay, I need a red source off the top.
Therefore, it's always in self-defense from the countries that are killing the Jews. Like,
oh man, these people play so low to the ground. Ooh, red source.
That he could have gotten to that he never did.
We're still in it.
I will always say that I look, man. Nick Fuentes won. Nick Fuentes destroyed him. Because ultimately, even the far right is more rational than like your, milquetoast boomer liberal.
Notoriety and challenge him properly about them, which I think I did.
You didn't.
I don't categorize that as a gotcha. He got very exercised about the story involving his father.
Oh, God,
and I said
again.
on an earlier panel we did,
I think.
that actually, if I had my time again, I wouldn't have named his father, although it's easily discoverable on the internet, but I wouldn't have done that. I would still have told the anecdote, because as I was trying to explain to Nick Fuentes, the story was put in the public domain by Nick Fuentes about his father in a way in which you could only construe from it that his father made decisions when Nick Fuentes was young, which appeared to be racist decisions. And I was curious whether he felt he was a product of that environment. Now,
the reason why you know Pierce's bad faith is because he was like, Nick Fuentes, you're a virgin. You need to get laid. You're a virgin. Pathetic, says Pierce Morgan. And literal cuckold, right? That's what he says to Nick. But the reality is he's a devout Christian. So why would you make fun of him for that? Like, it's crazy how this keeps happening.
He went nuts about that, and he's perfectly entitled to. And he's come after me and my family. If he's perfectly entitled to do all that, I don't care. But I was curious why you felt that I was playing.
I'm just gonna wait, see what's going on. I'll sold out this turn since I have the mana for it.
Oh God, Steven. Dude, Crowder's been pretty based lately. I don't know if any of you have been noticed.
I
don't know if you noticed.
Challenging him about the more contentious things that he said.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think you challenged him on the most contentious things. No, that's not impugnant of your character. It's a different interviewing style, right? I think that trying to shame someone like Nick Fuentes for being racist.
It's over. It's over. The age of white guilt has ended. The age of just hating yourself
Even if
because
he
of how
spells
you were born.
once.
It's like, oh, I'm white.
It'll be
and
only
since I'm white, now I hate myself.
33.
Now I'm privileged, and therefore I must do everything to bend over backwards to help the people that literally want to kill me. No, that age has ended. I don't care.
Unless you can double spell here.
I don't care about all these other events that happen.
Oh, that's okay.
To be honest,
yeah, that's
look,
okay.
This is coming from me, a Jewish guy whose grandparents are Holocaust survivors. I get why Nick Fuentes doesn't care about the Holocaust. It really doesn't affect him in his day-to-day life. He's worried about the next generation, fucking destroying America, right? He's worried about 1 million abortions in America happening every year, which is essentially a genocide every year, a genocide of babies, right? He's worried about what the next generation is going to do in school. He's worried about people having children in America.
Okay, now the real
He's worried
question
about
is
America not becoming Somalia in 1 year. Like, I get why he doesn't personally care about the Holocaust that much. So constantly trying to press him on things that, quite honestly, are not the most important things in his life or in the life of his children.
If I do this,
to get
I
married
need
to
the
a
red for
woman,
that.
a female, specifically a female, then I get it. And that's what these boomers, they'll never understand. They can't wrap their head around that. No, quite literally, stuff like the Holocaust or slavery is not the most important thing on the mind of your average white guy that just wants to survive and build a family and have children and have grandchildren. I want to, actually have them be able to survive and buy a house and live in a community where they don't get killed by a felon that was released by the Justice Department 23 times.
For being a misogynist, like that's a layup for him. He's already been accused of that, and I don't think it's very fruitful.
Dude,
I don't want to
Zuko
gotcha
and
with
I
challenging. So
right.
I would say, by the way, if he's going after your family, Nick Fuentes, if you're watching, strongly condemn that from your audience if anything is happening out of line. But I also would say,
I agree.
When the guy makes a good point and says, hey, you know what, my dad's not here to defend himself. Could we move on from that? Don't do it 6 more times. But I counted 6 times, and you're not able to get to where you actually have disagreements. See, when I sat down with Nick, and yeah, I played his clips back. People could argue that it was tedious, but I would play a 1.5-minute clip, a 2-minute clip, because I wanted to show it in context. And I was able to actually lay out, we were actually able to contrast our policy, our prescription differences, where people know. And so I think if you go after, father being racist, I don't even know that you would construe his father's being racist because he doesn't like Applebee's. No one likes Applebee's. No one likes Applebee's.
Hang on.
Hang on. He didn't like Applebee's because he said it was black fare.
what he said. He literally told the story that his father didn't like that particular restaurant chain or others because they were known for black fare.
Fair.
Sure.
Well, that's racist.
Maybe.
Black fare? What if people don't like black fare as far as food? What if people don't want to be somewhere where they're more likely to end up in a World Star hip hop video?
He's just so right.
This is where we get to the issue of you and him discussing.
See, but they didn't even get to that discussion. Steven's just completely correct. He's just completely right. Look, if I don't like Chinese food, that doesn't make me racist against Chinese people. It just means I'm going to avoid Chinese restaurants. It doesn't make me racist. He's completely correct. And Pierce didn't even get to this conversation.
Perfect. Okay. He discarded a flying creature for a 1/1 counter.
Exactly the issue
Ugh,
with boomers
that's
in the
gross.
modern day. Because these retards, they have, okay, look, I have a moral system that's based on biblical values. That is my personal moral system. Because God's divine command prescribes morality. That's my personal moral system. So ultimately, is murder bad? Yes. And I can give you a million logical reasons why murder is bad. But ultimately, it comes down to the fact that God said, thou shalt not murder. However, obviously, logically, we can't live in a society. Society can't function if people are killing each other. Murder is immoral because I wouldn't want it to be done to me. I can give you a million moral reasons for it.
Okay, I've got to sold out this guy.
God prescribed it as immoral. I feel like ultimately,
I'll attack in. And then he knows I can't do that, so it's good. He's going to double block now, yeah.
When Piers Morgan slaps racist on someone, he treats it like it's divine command. Like, once you reach that level of racist, that is bad under all circumstances and can have no wiggle room, and there is no room for interpretation, and there's no amount of context that makes it okay if you're racist, bam, you're immediately a bad guy. And he views racism as some kind of divine command. So for him, that's the end of the road. This is the liberal failure, okay? This is the liberal multicultural failure, all right? When I say I don't want to import Somalians into America, it's not because I hate people in Somalia. It's because I think that people in Somalia have an average IQ of 67, so they're fucking retarded. They're inbred after 1,400 years of inbreeding. They have different value systems. Rape was legal there 5 years ago. If we import them en masse into our communities, it's going to turn America into a shithole. As we can see that they're literally here. They're doing nothing. They're scamming us. The average guy pays $797 of taxes. All right, like that is terrible. 42% of them at least are on welfare. There's a ton of them that are undocumented. They're a voting bloc that's changing elections. So I have an incredibly nuanced.
Okay, so now he's going to be looking for an answer.
From Somalia, all right, and it doesn't just boil down to racism. So if you treat my opinion of I don't want to import people from Somalia as divine command, racism equals bad guy, period, the end, then we can never actually engage in a discussion. And that's why boomer and liberal politics are fucking awful right now. Because once you reach that point, it's over. It's over. If you reach the point of racism, there is no need to delve further, according to the retarded boomer lib cuck mind. And that's exactly what we saw here. Like quintessential and exactly what we saw here.
Per capita. Right, let me ask you this.
You brought up my two favorite words. Per capita become my favorite words. It is the death cry of liberals.
Like you're a Catholic. We were talking about this. You said you'd be happy to talk about it. What do you think is going to be fruitful in attacking a celibate Catholic for not getting laid?
I didn't attack him.
You're driving people into his arms.
I didn't attack him.
Yes, you did.
He said he needs to get laid.
I think he does.
It's a heresy.
I think he does. I think he's an incel.
Okay, I think I got this game. We'll see, though.
Well, I perfectly understand.
Oh, my God. Yes, correct. Liberals advocate heresy.
He tax me in.
Yes, true. All of them. Without
5
exception.
flying.
Every single one of them. Every liberal. That's why, in my opinion, the left is evil. It's because leftist policy is inherently evil. Think about it. Name one leftist policy that isn't heretical. I don't think you
I'll block
can.
this guy.
Leftist policy is all bad. It's literally all bad. It's import people from cultures that hate ours, that hate our religion, that hate our biblical background, essentially. That's one part of it. It's one major part of liberalism these days. There's transgenderism, right? It literally says in the Bible, do not dress like a woman, right? Cross-dressing is a sin in the Bible. So is castrating yourself is a sin in the Bible. There's abortion, which is murder, a sin in the Bible. And that's essentially what the entire leftist hullabaloo is. Communism is theft, which is a sin in the Bible. You own property, according to the Bible. Literally, one of the first stories in the entire Bible is Abraham buying land to bury his wife. Sarah, and essentially, and right after that,
mana.
Abraham
something.
states that this plot of land will be to him and his descendants forever. Like the idea, and communism is just no. We should actually just take the land away and give it to other people. Like you don't understand. Leftism is inherently heretical. It's hedonistic. 2 consenting adults is all that matters. Infinite gay slop all over Netflix. I'm really glad that we're having this discussion, me and you in my chat, that no one else could hear because I'm apparently considered too radical in that regard. But hey, from one radical to another, this is why the lib cuck mentality is terrible.
And if you're a devout Catholic, which I'm not, if you're I was brought up a Catholic and I was given spiritual guidance by Catholic nuns, and a lot of my family are very devout Catholics. I'm not particularly.
Yeah, we know.
But I still adhere to, broadly adhere to Catholicism, albeit.
What the fuck does that mean? I'm telling you, this is the worst. It's like the woke priests. Hi, I'm a woke priest. I believe in LGBT rights. But literally,
Can't double block.
Actually, gay marriage is illegal according to the Bible. And it's like, well, actually, I think that part of the Bible is wrong. God was right about most of it, but he was wrong
There's a
about some
menace.
stuff. Well, then he's not God. Then you don't believe in anything.
Can't triple block. You only got 2
I don't know,
creatures.
man. This stuff always weirds me out every single time I hear it. It's
Okay,
like, I'm not
fair enough.
particularly devout. I believe in spiritual counseling and ethics, but just, not the things that I personally know better than God.
So what, you get 2 life? I don't think that saves you, dude.
Cuck mentality.
There are parts of
I don't think that saves you at all.
So that's my position.
What does that even mean? Then what
It
are
puts you up to 8?
Like, are you smarter than
Yeah,
God?
sorry, motherfucker. You're
Dude,
dead.
This position, it's such a cucked, contrived position. It's unreal.
You're dead.
Either it's divine and the word of God.
I
or
love you.
It's not. What is this? Well, I believe in some of Christian teachings, but some I know better. Like, what does that even mean?
3 wins, 2 losses.
But I
Fucking
can
got
understand
him.
if he'd said to me, the reason I've never had
Then
sex.
why bring it up, Pierce? Why is it relevant whether he's been laid or not? Because I said in my interview specifically, just so you know, I'll answer for everything I say. When I interviewed him, I said, I hate it when people use something that should be seen as a virtue as an attack. Out of all the views, if you view them as reprehensible, and I, by the way, strongly disagree with a lot of Nick's views, the least relevant is whether he's celibate as a devout Catholic. That's like a good thing, and so you actually give him the moral high ground. He says, "Hey,
had he
keep
said
my
to me,
dad out of it."
Yeah, but hang on, you're putting up a better defense, if I may suggest, than he did. Because had he said to me, I'm a devout Catholic, and the reason I haven't had sex is because the Catholic Church...
Dude, that was 2 hours into your interview, and at that point, he was just tired and trolling. All right, this is after you were calling your homie Holocaust survivors to try to guilt him and shame him into, deciding to change his entire views perspective. Okay, like, dude.
Ooh. Callous
So
Inspector
says you should be married before you have sex. Perfectly
into
reasonable answer.
Obsessive
That's not what he
Pursuit.
said. He never said that at all.
Oh yeah, boy.
I didn't do your research because he said that literally dozens
He
of
may
times.
have said it elsewhere. He didn't say it to me. I only asked him about that stuff because there is a view that he is what they call
Oh
an
yeah.
incel, and that
Oh
he
yeah.
whips up that kind of
Double
mentality,
lightning streak.
and that's why he's such
If
a
I don't
misogynist
fucking win
about
this, I'm
women
gonna lose my
and so on.
fucking
It's an
shit.
interesting thing to ask him. He seemed to me quite
All
happy
right,
to
give me a
answer
line.
it all. He was quite emphatic in his
Give me a
answers.
line.
Fine. I didn't see that as an attack. I was joking about
It's
getting
crazy that he's still using his name for clicks on his show. It's so pathetic.
laid because it seems to me he's a very angry guy.
Can I jump in for a second here?
Yeah.
Because this is where I think this is important, right?
Oh,
his
you lightning
audience will-
strikes me.
People out there,
Ooh.
by the way, some who are voluntarily celibate because they're devout
You're
Christians.
fucking dead.
But
You don't even
also,
know
if
it.
you look at the dating
You
pool
don't
out there,
even
I
know
think
it.
it's misogyny to say, I wouldn't date one of those young women if they were growing on my ass. And they're actually out there living in a world that's been created. They will identify
Not
you
wrong.
as someone who's helped.
Dude, you know how many comments I get saying like, "Look, man, you say all the
So
time."
I can
get
pop one of
married,
those
have
and put the
children
cadet
stuff,
back
but,
down.
It's really hard to find a woman that is not brainwashed. It's really hard to find someone that's
I
not
can pop one of those and put the cadet back down.
I totally feel that. I absolutely and totally feel that.
I think I'm gonna
Really
put
not easy these days,
the bot down
because
because I
these
know I'll be able to
universities
talk
are
with them
just
in
actual
next turn.
Contagious cesspools where they churn people out and turn them into retards.
Create that, right? Someone who says, I don't care if the UK no longer looks white. I don't care if we lose our cultural identity. Hey, it's great, women's rights, and they're looking at their prospects. And when you say...
It's always so funny to me because the people that they're importing do not believe in women's rights. It's like women's rights give them the ability to vote. So therefore, they're going to vote to be empathetic and open the borders to people that hate them. And then they will open the borders, the people come in, they'll overpopulate them, and then they'll vote to remove women's rights. That's the cycle. That's the suicide spiral.
hey, you're celibate or whatever it is. You haven't gotten laid. You're an incel. Guess what? You give him the moral high ground. When you say, hey, what about your dad? And he asks you, and I will say, he asked pretty respectfully, don't do that. You go on 6 more times. What did you ask about Stone?
Well, because I thought what he was doing.
You said little twerp.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You said little twerp.
Stephen, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not
I
saying
hear you. I hear you.
Honestly, I'm not, because I've got a lot of respect for you. I think that he...
Well, thank you.
I think what he tried to do, I think he was taken aback when I revealed that anecdote about his father.
Bro,
and I think he didn't want to address what he actually said on air with that anecdote, because it's pretty damning when you hear it.
Oh, it's a race? You think it's a fucking race? Oh, you're hilarious.
Smart, quick operator to turn it into me attacking him about his dad who wasn't there and how disgusting and blah, blah. And that's fine, but I kept trying to bring him back. I kept saying, look, it's not an attack on your father.
To his dad.
Well, I wasn't attacking his dad. I was saying, if you tell a story which looks to the world when they hear it, that you're saying your father was racist, can that have an influence on you as you grow up? That was the question I was making. I didn't want him getting off the hook of answering that question about his environment.
Oh, quench. That's hilarious. Okay. I guess it is kind of a race, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. In trying to keep him 6 times, and that's what I counted on the hook for his dad maybe
Next
being
turn, I get life link for 5, 6, 7, 8. 8?
With the price of tea in China, right? What hook?
Well, it is if you openly admit to being a racist.
Ooh, he doesn't know about the life link thing, maybe?
We were talking about Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
And by
Maybe he doesn't know
that
the life link thing, maybe.
Candace and people like Tucker for some of the things that they've said.
Sure.
I think it's fair to be even-handed across the board.
Yeah, I agree.
Stalin, I said
Okay,
I would like to.
okay.
I agree. Meanwhile, he was not like that at all. He literally just did an interview with Tucker Carlson when Tucker said, "I can't believe England decided to get involved in World War II. It wasn't bothering them at all. Hitler never invaded them. He was never really a threat." And he was like, "Well, actually, I don't really know about that."
What now,
Like,
motherfucker?
That's the ultimate pushback.
What now, motherfucker?
Is he a fan? Is he actually an admirer?
What do I get rid of?
Does he just mean to say he's fascinated? What did
I'll get rid of a line.
about his dad 6 times. You attacked him as and I don't mean attack him. You present him, but racist, misogynist, right? Stuff that he already knows. That's the playbook. You'll drive your fans into his own arms.
Let's see what he's got.
What
do you got? What do you got?
Well, I asked him.
There wasn't
one.
Well,
there was actually.
There wasn't
What do you
one.
got?
No, you're
What do
missing
you got?
one. No.
You got fucking nothing, don't
You
you?
just didn't hear it.
You're looking for an answer? Is that what you're doing? You cocksucker. Yeah, that's right. Run like a little bitch.
Him saying Hitler's cool.
Cry back to mommy there,
Stalin
fucking
was addressed in that, and he was
gamer
totally
word.
dismissive of a Jewish man talking about his family being a
Because you were trying to emotionally blackmail him. He was there for a discussion of policy and opinions and intellect and philosophy. And you ended
Cute
up
little
trying
dinosaur.
to emotionally gaslight him. Look, I feel bad for Danny Finkelstein.
I got 1,400 gems and
whatever
3
his
packs
name
so
is,
far.
a Jewish man whose parents died in the Holocaust. It's
That's
a
what's
horrible
up.
thing. It's an unbelievable tragedy. But it has absolutely nothing to do with an intellectual debate. This is the kind of, pardon my French, goy slop that only works on
Goy
liberals
slop.
and really, effeminate, empathetic retards. It doesn't work on like a regular guy.
Okay, so I got Cadet and Pursuit
The
again.
emotional gaslighting is so over.
It's not
We're
as good
so
as the
tired
other
of it.
one, but
We're so tired of being beaten over the head by it. It's like, well, black crime is statistically higher per capita than white crime. Well, didn't you ever consider racism that happened? Bro, stop. Slavery was so bad. Yeah, true. But that's not relevant right now.
annihilated by Stalin and Hitler.
Do you hear yourself? Do you think that?
So now I'll be a,
that's
I'll
going
be
to be
2-3.
Well, it
Bring
wasn't.
on a guy named
It wasn't.
Finkelstein. No, it wasn't. You didn't ask him. Let me read you what I asked him about Stalin. Okay, because I think a lot of people, you responded saying it was softball. Did you watch the whole interview that I conducted with Nick?
Well, before you read what you're about to read, let me play a little mashup of you interviewing Nick Fuentes, and you can respond to this. Hang on.
Okay, but did you watch the whole
No
interview?
flashcards in red, white, right? Yeah, there's no flashcards in red, white.
This was literally the intro of the podcast. This is before they even got into the Oh my god, dude. Pierce is
Nixon
such
will have,
he's such a journalist hack. He is such a traditional mainstream soy hack.
Oh. Okay. Do you consider yourself an anti-Semite, a noted anti-Semite?
No.
Okay. Clears that up. Do you believe that white people are superior to all other races on the planet?
No.
Okay. Do you want to eradicate all non-whites from the United States?
No.
Okay. Well, Barry Weiss will be very happy to hear that. No doubt she's watching. And then because this happens a lot, right? It's Tucker did this with you. Fed. Nick Fuentes, are you in fact a Fed?
No.
Okay.
I gotta say, mate, that's one of the most forensic examinations of.
That was literally the intro bit of his debate. I am like mortified that Piers Morgan actually considers himself a journalist.
Interviewing masterclass I think I've ever seen. I mean, the follow-ups were magnificent.
Nick,
magnificent.
Piers, did you watch the whole interview?
No.
No, you didn't. Okay, so one of us came here quite a bit more prepared, which seems to be your approach with Nick. So let me read you my exact question on Stalin. Those were layups specifically because, again, I think you and I both agree, right? We want to have reasonable discussions. You don't want to radicalize people.
I don't
Get rid of the bull
think.
crap on the outset so that we could actually get to real differences. And I think here's something that
I don't think I keep the bot
really
because the next time I
when it comes to
sacrifice this thing, I can get the bot back.
understanding. I asked him about Stalin. Let me read you the exact question later on. It would help if you watched the whole interview. I said, my question to you would be, I know that you've said we want a Catholic theocracy or a Christian theocracy. I've heard the word dictatorship. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would ask you, since the end point seems similar to where Stalin would want us to reach, swap atheism for Catholicism, would you be able to name, or is there any one thing that you think America concretely should copy about Stalin's rule or revolutionary methods to get there? And guess what? We were able to actually answer. We were able to actually discuss it. How many retractions on your show? 0. Quite a few on mine. How many times did we actually get into discussions regarding where we disagree? And let me tell you where I disagree.
I think I got
to
it.
the right of him
And then I have to discard somebody.
I'm
If I can, if I discard.
Basically, he's just kind of a national socialist. I don't mean that like the Nazi way.
Maybe the crawler, just in case I need to sacrifice something.
Lived out in many ways when it comes to, you know, just.
And the next turn I have
kind of guy
double clue on bot.
More than I am, to be honest. But on the other hand, he's like, you know, he wants a white Christian nation. Like,
yeah, double clue on bot next turn. Yeah, this guy's fucking dead. I am fucking king. Bow.
Definitely to the right of him economically. He's a pretty big sort of centralized economy guy, but we did it in good faith. And I presented him with his own questions. We got that out of the way. If you don't watch the whole interview, yeah, you can take 15 seconds. Did you get to any? That was my question, and yours was. We never asked about Stalin. He said, do you still think Hitler is fucking cool?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you? What'd you learn?
That he does.
That he does.
And that's new? That he thinks they have nice outfits? They're Hugo Boss.
No, but okay, he didn't say that as his reason.
He literally did say that. Oh my God, this guy's such
cool
a
aesthetics. Yeah,
such a fraud.
that's what he said.
Did you learn about Stalin, Pierce?
Oh,
Did you learn
fuck, this hand is straight trash.
As I said to you, I played
Still keeping it, because I'm on a win streak. I'm going to leave it up to God to figure out.
And Nick Fuente's response was to mock him and then to unleash his groypers on this guy who've been now mercilessly abusing and mocking him about the loss of his family members.
That's not a nice thing to do. I agree. Not a nice thing to do.
I like Wolfbot.
Abuse and mock this random old Jewish
Wolfbot's
guy
very cool.
Who died in the Holocaust or whatever. Sure, not a nice thing to do. However, what the fuck was this emotional blackmail question? Like, what was this even supposed to do?
No land.
You think Nick Fuentes was gonna start tearing up and be like, "Holy shit, you're so right. You're so right. The Holocaust was actually bad." Like, what do you even mean?
I have to play this game ultra conservative, aren't I? Yeah, I am.
Watching him, knowing that he actually does he believe what he says? I think he believes what he says.
To Stalin and Hitler for the last 48 hours. You might think that's acceptable, or that somehow I didn't push that hard enough.
This is what legacy media is done. You can't compete. Look, guys like Nick, guys like Andrew Wilson on your show. They've come. I mean that you were at CNN, HLN for a very long time, and you're still following the same format. And so there, accusing someone young of being racist is a win.
True.
But with people who've grown up being accused of racism, of misogyny their whole life, they don't give a shit. And so you should get to the point where you can actually...
Like, you don't understand. Basic Christian values are now viewed as misogynistic and homophobic. Like, you don't understand.
Okay, I'm going to take a lot of damage this turn, and then next turn...
A Christian value is the man is the head of the household. That's
fuck,
men
man.
should be even. All right, Christian value.
Yeah, this is the end.
Actually, gay sex is a sin.
The not getting any land thing
Gay marriage
really
is
fucks me.
actually just equality. That's homophobic. Like, basic biblical values are now being demonized in society to such a mainstream degree that quite literally no one's taking these people seriously. That's why you could never, ever get into these discussions with them. Because, again, they view racism as a divine command. Right? It is pure evil. And once they can correctly analyze that you're racist,
no land, no life.
Instead of actually finding
Okay. We made a good run of it.
A reason to why why he's saying.
He made a good run of it.
Understand. Here's the one thing I would say that would help. Listen. You weren't listening to the guy, so you're not even able to lay out where you disagree. And
We got
I don't
16
think you could have heard
rubles.
the whole interview either, then. I mean, look, I'm going to go and listen to yours
every
in full.
last second, pillar to post.
Okay,
We got
for
4
2
packs.
hours I talked to the
But the
guy.
bust open these packs. You ready?
I wanted to know whether
You
it was
ready?
informative, whether he did
Because
these
we're getting a good round.
He just showed clips, and you're like, this makes it sound like a racist. And he's like, yeah, I'm a racist. He's like, you're a racist, holy moly.
said things as a joke. Whether if he did and it blew up, he regretted any of them, or whether he really means
Wandering
this stuff.
Musicians is cool.
And I learned a lot more about Nick Fuentes in the 2 hours than I knew before. You
Oh,
probably
this is
knew it
new.
already because you've interviewed him before. I haven't.
The
It's
last
first time-
Annie,
He said nothing that got
Kai.
any pushback.
Target creature control fights target creature and opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage, they add that much fire mana. To the end of turn, you don't lose permanent red mana as steps and phases end.
How he clarified it. I already knew his
Cool.
stance on
So that means you're
racism. Here's what I would
firebending
say.
as well.
If I'm being as accurate as I can be, right, for the
Very
general
cool.
populace, I think most people, if they listen to Nick Fuentes,
Fight spells
his views
are
on race and crime,
normally
they
exclusive
say,
to green, so
someone
it's
with
very
that
cool.
case, certainly any man under the age of 25.
Okay,
I
next
think
pack.
a lot of people would broad strokes categorize it as anti-Semitic. We were able to get into that. I was able to
I love
communicate
these
that I thought
sagas.
Islamic
This
immigration
is
is
a
a
mill
greater threat than
3
global Jewry.
creative
Guess what?
food.
He
Put a +1/+1
disagreed,
counter on 2
but we understood
creatures.
each other. You don't
Draw
derate.
cards.
Piers Morgan, like you're talking to
Draw a
Uber
card
Cup.
if there's a lesson card in your
This dude
graveyard.
thinks
Okay.
Islamic immigration is good because it makes the food taste better.
Avatar Enthusiast is another. That one just popped off in the last game. +1/+1 for each creature. Or no, allied creature.
Tripled rape amounts
Enters
in
battlefield.
England,
Very
and
cool.
Scotland, and all those other places. He's willing to sacrifice.
I like this one
triple
too.
the
Yeah,
women.
whenever this creature and ally enters your control, gain 1 life.
So
This
you're
is the second time you draw a card.
Uber Cuck on the
So
map.
nice.
Radicalize people by
2 mana, 2 mana. The
marginalizing
game's
everyone
life
who
and draws
actually makes
cards.
good points by
Can't complain.
spending 6 follow-up questions on a racist
You know
dad,
what?
by
Okay, here's
accusing
what
them of not
you know
getting
what?
laid
You
and
know
calling
what,
them
Stephen?
twerps.
Stephen, here's what I'll concede.
Oh,
I
there's
think
another
the-
cool one.
the
All the
initial
cool ones are in
reaction
white, I'll tell you that.
did.
When
will
this creature
concede,
enters,
I
exile 1
didn't
target
get him.
artifact,
I mean,
creature,
other than him
enchantment, and
saying,
controls with 3
"I
greater.
believe
And so
now,"
this
actually,
creature
in a
leaves the battlefield, so it's like an
satirical way.
imprisoner.
In other words, I don't think he
Like
really meant
imprisons
it.
the card
He
until
said
it
he did
leaves.
think At least 6 million
Very
Jews
cool.
died in the Holocaust.
Yeah,
He did
This
it
is
in
a
a way that
shit
others
card. I don't know what the
claim
fuck
Greenwald
this
has
is
told me
for.
He didn't mean it.
2 mana, 2/2.
Whatever. It's up to him.
Menace.
It's down to him.
Non-basic.
I don't think I
Lands
I don't think I got
intertapped.
anywhere with Nick Fuentes.
Then you
I
can
don't
pay
think I got
7
anywhere
mana,
to
put a
contend
Conqueror
with
counter on
anything.
Zao, as
I
long as
certainly didn't get
Zao
anywhere
has a Conqueror
in
counter on
stopping
him. Non-basic
unleashing
lands are
his
mountains.
Groiper hounds on me or my family, whatever. I don't care. I've had far worse, and it's fine. If you're in the media jungle long enough, you get these pylons occasionally.
I'm sure
and
this
it's just better
card is
just to
good
ride
for
around with a
something,
smile on your face. It's whatever.
but fuck all
but
fine, eh?
I didn't get anywhere with it. So in a way, I am listening to you because I'm curious how you do get anywhere.
I
with
love
something
this.
like that. When his whole
All the Fire
scheme-
Nation things are pretty dope.
That's the only way. Like
Uh,
the moment you were
Trebuchet.
able to label him as racist, you viewed him as
Boomy,
less of a
King
person.
of the 3
The moment
Trials, a new
you were
one.
able to label
When
him as
Boomy
one of
enters,
those-
choose
one of
up to
those,
X number of lessons cards in your graveyard, put 3 +1/+1 counters on Boomy. Target player scries 3.
Like, that's like
Earth
the
Bred
discussion
3.
ended.
Very
But,
cool.
you just need
That's
to
a
treat him like
6
person to
mana,
get to this conclusion.
4/4,
I've
and a
discussed things with people that I
3/3.
vastly disagree with in all walks of
Possibly
life.
a
And
7/7
that's just basically the way to do it.
and a
Just think of them as a
3/3.
human being with
Scry
opinions
3.
and discuss it with them.
It's pretty
No
fucking
matter how
sick.
horrible, hear what they say.
There's another new one.
Here's the thing.
The Lion
Nick Fuentes
Turtle.
and I obviously
Vigilance for
agree on
each,
a
and the
lot
Lion
of
Turtle's
things.
energy
I
gain 3
feel,
life,
right,
and the
as
you
a
can't
member of
attack
the
or
global
block unless
Jewry,
there
as he calls it.
are
All right, listen,
3
and he's
or
just-
more
he's just
lesson
a-
cards in
he's
your
just a-
graveyard. Add
you
1
know,
mana
he's
of
a
any
guy.
card
What could I
or
say?
any
He's a
color.
guy. So,
Very
ultimately,
cool.
obviously, God, it's really
So it
not
comes out on the
in
field.
a,
You get 3 life.
condescending way. It's
You
just
can't attack or block until you have 3 lesson cards in your
no
graveyard.
fixing that,
But it is
unless he obviously
essentially a
circumcised
land
himself and converts to
creature.
Judaism,
Like
which is very
you
likely.
can tap it for 1 mana of any color. So it's fixing and
doing everything he
a
can to
land.
get the Jews to
For
move
3
to
mana.
Israel. I gotta say, I respect the
It's pretty
grind.
fucking sick.
But
Get a late game,
anywho,
it's
what I'm trying
still
to
good.
say is,
Get an early
I
game, still
am
good.
very open to what he has to say. I actually
Very cool.
agree with a lot of what he says, even though we obviously
get
have
him in a
many
bullshit.
disagreements in many different areas. He's a human being. He's a human being. with the
Sacrifice
right
a permanent you
to his
don't
opinions. And
own
you know
is
what? If he
one of
thinks
the
that
red Yeah.
was a threat or whatever, he has a right to that
It's
opinion.
one of the no
He
take
does.
backs.
I think
One of
he's
the red
wrong.
achievements says Q&A.
However, I absolutely think he has a right to that opinion, and for sure you should hear.
Look at all those gems
you
I
should
got.
hear out especially the disgusting opinions.
2,220.
I believe in free speech, and I would die to defend his speech that I
That's
hate.
about,
All right, but it's such a retarded.
I don't know,
and
like $15
annoying
worth of
viewpoint
jams.
when now
Also
you've already
sold.
labeled him, so therefore.
How much would playing again be?
With him anymore.
On
in
doubling,
gems?
trebling, quadrupling down, and he says things which I genuinely do find really offensive. When he talks
Is it
about women in the way that he
traditional?
does,
No, it's
it
not
is
traditional.
really offensive.
Ask him why he thinks that, though. Like, this is
premiere?
unreal. It's unreal that after days,
Okay, so premiere, yeah, it would be
days of this
15.
fucking bullshit. Pierce Morgan was never able to figure out the major issues. That he never asked a single follow-up question.
And I
When
have
he
to get
said that
another
women
4
shouldn't
wins
vote,
to.
why didn't Pierce Morgan just ask him why? Why do you think women shouldn't vote? I don't know. Maybe it would come up with this whole thing. Women are more emotional than men.
Yeah, I'd have to get another
therefore
4
voting
wins
should
to
be
make
done as one unit
to
per
go another
household.
reign.
I don't know. I don't know what his answer is, to be honest. I have no idea what it is. But ask him. Ask him why he doesn't think women should vote.
Well, okay, let me answer. Here's
Very
how
cool.
you get somewhere. By not playing gotcha. So, for example, when you start off with, if you've done the research, you know it's facetious. Same thing that Jillian Michaels did. Do you think all
A lot of
women need to be
mythics.
raped? No, he was citing, by the way, study after study that you can replicate that 62% of women
Sure, he said
have
that to me.
some form of
He
a
said
rape
that to me.
fantasy. Yes, so sexually dominant. But when you start off with that, guess what? Young people go, okay, all right, same old, same old. You
I
could
didn't
have
start
asked
off
him,
with
hey,
that.
what are
though.
your views on women?
I started off with this thing that all women are annoying and they all get old and fat and ugly.
True.
What part of that do you disagree with?
I love.
Well, you don't think women get old? Oh, come on, Pierce. You are such a cuck. It's unreal.
You don't think that women get fatter and more attractive? Men do too, by the way.
I think men
You
largely
and I are
do.
both getting fatter and uglier. And I think that a lot of women, particularly if you go on TikTok and you see generationally, I think they're annoying. And I think that is a symptom of a serious problem, which is deeply rooted feminism,
He's right.
which by
He's so right. He's completely correct. Holy shit, he's killing him. He's killing him. He's actually fucking
the way is the same source problem for
Yeah, that's right. When Nick says that women are annoying and getting old,
Fat and ugly. He's like, we're all getting fat and ugly.
Ask him why he thinks that way.
It's
Discuss
okay to
with
say
him.
about
Maybe
men,
you
apparently, is
disagree.
the
Tell
point
him
of this
why you
argument.
disagree. He's so right. He's completely humiliating him. It's over.
LGBTQAI, and the reason that you have biological men winning Olympic medals, right? You see that as a problem. You need to get to where you diverge or what the root of the problem is. And here's the thing, you're
Wait,
never
Red
going to get
Spells
there.
is what
if
you're
you
on.
just
Slap misogynist on
100
him.
mono.
discount
Oh
young
my God,
people who
dude, look at his face. Bro, he's humiliated.
are facing different problems than you. I understand. I don't think they're right on all of it, but I understand it because I was listening. I think you could have listened to him better. If your goal is the pursuit of truth, and actually, and I would imagine your
His
goal, if you
goal
think
is
his
the
views are
pursuit of
abhorrent, by the
truth.
way,
That's
and I
funny.
think some of them are. So if your goal is to peel some of those people off, give him the floor to explain context so that
I
you
know
can
other players
contrast it.
with.
But it
All right,
ended up getting
okay, but final question.
Starter deck
Which of his
goals.
views do you find abhorrent then?
Well, when he talks about, for example, I would say wrong. I would say wrong, the idea of global Jewry, and I told him that. The idea that massive third world immigration, particularly from Islamic countries, that largely rests at the feet of the Jews. I think it rests at the feet of these Islamic nations, of these third world nations that I would call crap holes, and that's considered a more offensive view. I think it's a problem, for example, when you ask him if he's a racist, he's going to answer yes. He's going to answer yes, but he actually answered, by the way, everyone's racist. And then he actually offered a qualifier. And through that, you're racist because you live in a largely white area. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't just ignore the points and go back to a soundbite.
He's right.
That's
yeah,
how a guy like Nick Fuentes, that's how
Whatever
he
you want.
What are they recording on a potato? What is this?
thrives. And by the way, people in the comment section, your own comment section, I get that some of them are trolling. Go easy, guys. On Pierce, it's Christmas. I think you were trying to do a good job.
I don't care about it. Listen,
what I'm telling you, Pierce, is that it's not the way to approach a different generation of people who come up in a blood sport debate like they did on Twitch. It's going to actually give them a win.
Yeah, I think I buy into the argument they couldn't give a shit, actually. And that's one of the more depressing aspects of it.
Easier to dismiss them.
But if I...
That is such a classic, annoying mindset. It's like, well, I hear what you're saying, but I just think they don't care about anything, and they're just nihilists. Dude, like, no one gets this ramped up if they don't care about anything. They care about exactly what you just said. They care about this because this is their future. Because, honestly, America and this entire hyper-feminized leftoid movement is really stealing the future of young men. It really is. It's lobotomizing women that go to colleges. So it's, just slicing the dating pool into ribbons So essentially, it's becoming harder and harder to date. It's harder and harder to find someone that you actually want to have a life with, build a family with. It's harder to live in society. It's harder to, not get fucking killed in the streets. It's harder to protect your children from cancerous ideologies. It's harder to protect your family from people that just immigrate from third world countries and all of a sudden are your next door neighbor. They never heard that rape was illegal. And the reality is, you're killing them. You're killing them publicly. You're killing them privately. You're killing their children. And they know that. And they care about that. And when they see this dismissiveness, oh, it's just a lot of people that don't care about anything, it's just trolling, you're literally proving them right. They're screaming for help, and you refuse to acknowledge that. Like, ultimately, that's where the Nick Fuentes movement came from. This movement came from a disenfranchised group of white people that quite literally are the victims of so much of society that are screaming for help upon deaf ears.
I worried about their comments. I would turn the comments off, and they're wide open. So bring your worst, you little groypers. Stephen Crowder, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, do your worst. Look at the fucking dislikes. 13,000 likes, 19,000 dislikes. Bro, he's never going to recover from this. But yeah, anyway, so I'm done. Stephen Crowder literally obliterated him. He humiliated that guy. The fucking fat-ass libcuck. What a humiliated bitch. And he's going to keep crying about Nick Fuentes for the next few days in order to do his best to make it sound like he actually did a good thing. When in reality, he gave one of the most cringe, gotcha, pathetic interviews of all time. He got humiliated, and now he's going around getting humiliated by everyone else in the space, which is pretty nice. It's pretty entertaining to watch. It's pretty entertaining to watch mainstream media. I feel like this is like the ultimate display of mainstream media interacting with radical online media for the first time. For the first time, we saw this like head-to-head. Piers Morgan was a lamp fixture. He was a fixture in the mainstream media forever. And Nick Fuentes is someone that was banned on even the mainstream social media platforms. So he's streaming on Rumble. Like, where we watched a clash, and it just went to show that we are the future. It went to show that us, independent retards, are absolutely fucking dominating the marketplace of ideas. And honestly, it's a little terrifying, but it's exciting. Oh boy, it's exciting. We'll see where it goes from here. New format here on Nuxanor. We're uploading a lot more videos, but we're basically doing topics that you guys want, even if it's slightly shorter topics. I still will be doing my deep dives. Definitely subscribe. Let me know stuff you want me to do. But for the record, yeah, Stephen Crowder, he's been pretty based lately. It's pretty insane to watch. I've watched him like back in 2016 when he was doing the Change My Minds back in the day, and now he's around, and he's even more based than he ever was. So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, it's him post-divorce. That's fucking what's doing it.
For the future. But we are definitely on a tipping point that if the radicals go too radical, we're fucked. so we need to level out. And the first thing we need to do is completely and utterly discredit all these mainstream absolute piece of shit libcucks, because honestly, they're pathetic. Quite literally, their words mean nothing. And racism, misogyny, homophobia, these words are not divine command. And it's really nice to see how even on a massive scale, the strategy of just calling people racist, it's just absolutely a failure right now.
Okay, I love you. I'm gonna nap, but I will probably be back on later. After I get some e-drinks. Watch a little slop without me. Try not to kill your co-workers. I love you dearly. So much. I'm gonna cuddle the shit out of you tonight. I know you're gonna be working extra hard this week, but I'm super excited about getting Friday with you. And next weekend. It's next weekend, right? Next week. Christmas. Morning is gonna be poppin'. Not really. We're gonna do absolutely nothing but open Magic the Gathering around the tree and drink hot drinks. It's gonna be amazing. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you. I love you, I love you. Okay. I love you. Monte. Oh, you came back at the wrong time, motherfucker. I don't know what Monte is. You'll see Christmas lights at. Yeah, we can do whatever you want. Yeah. We can do whatever you want. Montesino. Yeah, I'm down to go to Montesino. Look at lights. Get some Chinese food and just roll around. Okay. I love you. Mwah.